What's going on, guys? Today is my WindWalker monk guide. Been working on this one a little bit for several days now, on and off here and there, but I finally got it finished. I got some stuff to show you guys. I'm going to show you what PvP and PvE talents I use. I'm going to show you the artifact pathing. I'm going to show you my rotation, how to burst with the monk, and then I'm going to show you a little clip at the end, a pretty good PvP game in 2v2s that I did. It was pretty crazy, and I'm surprised we actually won that one. But I think you guys will enjoy it, and here's the rest of the guide. Alright guys, so I'm going to go over my talents for PvE and PvP. I'm going to go over my basic talents first, and then my PvP talents after. And I'm going to tell you why I picked these talents and why I choose them over the other talents. So, for the tier 1 talents, I pick Eye of the Tiger for PvE and PvP because that extra healing over time, in PvE it helps your healer out to not have to constantly heal you, even though you do take a lot of damage in PvE. But a lot of the times I'm at the top of the DPS charts anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They can heal me and they can get the fuck over it because we're going through the dungeon quicker because of me. Some people take Chi Wave. I don't really like it. It doesn't do that much damage, and the dot on Eye of the Tiger does more damage than Chi Wave anyway. Yeah, it does some healing, blah blah blah, whatever. On the tier 2, some people use Chi Torpedo, which I use it when I'm healing as Mistweaver, which I don't do a lot, but Tiger's Lust is by far the best in both PvP and PvE, especially PvP. It gets rid of roots and snares, so it lets you stick on your target much quicker, much easier. Celerity, don't even think about it, it's terrible. Tier 3, Energizing Elixir. It's just really good in both PvE and PvP because you can refill all your resources once you're out, all at once, keep your damage up, and it's just all around a good talent. Ascension, meh, I guess it could be okay, but Power Strikes would be my other pick if I was gonna pick one. I don't really like Power Strikes either though, so I guess Energizing Elixir is the only one that I would want to use. And this talent, Leg Sweep, is just OP. Not OP, I guess it's just really good because of the fact that it's the only other stun you really have besides your paralysis, and paralysis you can't hit them while you're stunning. In PvP you do have your heavy-handed strikes, but it's a little it's on a 20-second cooldown, and Leg Sweep is on a 45-second cooldown, so you only have 2 stuns in PvP and 1 stun in PvE. Leg Sweep's still good in PvE as you can stun the trash mobs and it prevents everybody from taking more damage. Dizzying Kicks isn't bad if you want a constant snare on your target, if you're using if you're playing against a comp that doesn't need as much CC, but they can get away pretty easily, like a Feral Druid or something. Or if you're playing with a rogue that has a lot of CC, like Outlaw. If you're playing with the Outlaw rogue that has a lot of CC, you might want Dizzying Kicks. Ring of Peace, nah, don't want it. Healing Elixir, definitely want to keep your survivability up in both PvE and PvP, again. The only other heal we have is a Fuse, and it's not that strong of a heal. And Karma is on a 1.5 second cooldown. Diffuse Magic, nah. Dampen Harm, nah. Don't want to use any of that. In my opinion, Hit Combo in the next tier is mandatory. It keeps your damage up to, what is it, 12? It keeps it at like an extra 10%. Is it 10% or 15% or 16%? Something like that. I'm not good with math. I'm not a math guy. But I know that it keeps your damage up, and it stacks with your Mastery, which pretty much is the same thing. And I wouldn't even consider running any of the other ones. Hit Combo is just too good. Now, the last tier is the one that I switch between a lot. Not Chi Orbit. Don't use Chi Orbit unless you are new at Monk and you just want to do some passive damage and be a little bitch. you want to use either Whirling Dragon Punch or Serenity. In PvP, I use Serenity. In PvE, I use Whirling Dragon Punch. Serenity, you don't really want to use it against bosses in PvE because you're getting an 8-second burst, whereas with Whirling Dragon Punch, you can get that every 20 seconds and have some burst potential and some cleave potential in PvE. But Whirling Dragon Punch doesn't do as much burst damage in PvP, where in PvP you want to burst down your target as quick as possible. You're not going to be sitting in a 1.5 minute fight majority of the time with one player. So Serenity for PvP, Whirling Dragon Punch for PvE. Alright, so I'm going to go over the honor talents for PvP. Gladiator's Medallion, because I'm not an orc. If you are an orc, then you might want to use Relentless. That's kind of up to you. You can reduce your crowd control time by quite a bit with their passive. But I use Medallion since I'm a Blood Elf. For the next tier, you want to use Reinforced Armor. Giving you that extra bit of health is more than you actually really think it is. It's about 200k health. So it definitely makes a difference. That's like a whole spell for one of the enemy players to have to cast extra. Sparring's not bad if you're playing against a cleave comp, but I've not used it because you can see I'm not on that tier just yet. Yu'lon's Gift is definitely the best one. Dispel snares if you roll or Flying Serpent Kick. Eminence is meh. Fast Feet is meh. Whirling Kicks, I actually liked this one a little bit for a while, because if I was playing against a cleave comp or a comp that needed to be all together, this actually helped quite a bit. I gained 100% movement speed, and it healed me for 10% of my maximum health over 5 seconds for each target struck. So for me, if I was cleaving and they were a cleave comp, I won almost every time because I was gaining movement speed. They couldn't keep up with me if I needed to run away, and I was healing for 10%. And surprisingly, Spinning Crane Kick does a decent amount of damage. I mean, it's not a pussy move by any means. I mean, it does more than Tiger Palm, and the debuff stacks up on them depending on what moves you've used. So it's actually not that bad of a talent, but Fortifying Elixir is a little bit better. It gives you more survivability, which is something that you really need. Tiger Style, it's just another mobility thing that makes it a little bit better, so you can, kind of move around. I know I can't show you right now, but Flying Serpent Kick is pretty stagnant for the most part. But when you're in PvP and you use this talent, you can go around corners if you need to, which can save you a lot of the time, or you can chase down people. A lot of the time, that is how I start out my fights. If I'm needing to train down a healer, they'll usually hide behind a pillar, and I will use Flying Serpent Kick and just go around the pillar and hit them, slow them, and then my other teammates have caught up by that time, and they're usually pretty dead by then. Double Dragon, I heard that they were nerfing Tiger Style. I'm not sure if that's still a thing, but if so, Double Dragon would probably be the next thing that you want to use. It gives you 2 charges on Flying Serpent Kick. I don't really think that's needed, because usually you're using it to get away or chase, and I don't think you really need to do it again afterwards. So, it's okay. Now, I'm gonna say that Heavy-Handed Strikes is by far the best talent on this tier, which, I mean, it kind of sucks in a way that it's in this tier, because Spinning Fire Blossom and Rushing Tiger Palm are both pretty good. I wasn't sad when I was using Rushing Tiger Palm, because I was always able to catch up to my target. It made me dash to them, and it also slowed their movement speed every time, so I was always able to catch up to my target. Now that I'm using Heavy-Handed Strikes, I find myself struggling to get up to targets that can kite, I guess you can say. Like hunters, this was really good against hunters. I could always get to them and there wasn't shit they can do. I could stick to them like fucking glue. Yeah, that rhymed. Heavy-handed strikes is still better by far. You need that stun in order to do your burst. Spinning Fire Blossom, I wish this was something that I could do, but meh. What are you going to do? When they give you something as OP as heavy-handed strikes, then you have to use it. They are changing it. They're not making it a slow anymore, guys, just so you know. It's not going to be a slow. It's going to be, it stuns the first hit. So the first hit of Fist of Fury stuns. It's not going to be a stun throughout, which was kind of broken in a way. I mean, it's not like WindWalker monks are super broken anyway right now. If you look in the ladders, there's only 1 or 2 WindWalker monks that are up there in high tier. So I don't really think they needed to nerf it, but it's a little bit broken in a way, depending on what kind of comp you're playing. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to burst. Before I do anything, don't run into an arena and just pop everything and expect that you're not going to get CC'd or they're not going to pop their trinket and get out of your stuns. Now that being said, I do that exact fucking thing because I'm savage and I kill people instantly and I'm a god. But not really. Sometimes it doesn't work out if I'm playing against good players. But against the shitty players, it works out fantastic and they die almost instantly and it's hilarious. Alright, so what you're going to do, you're going to Paralysis, Touch of Death, Leg Sweep, Pop Serenity, Strike of the Wind Lord, Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, and then go into your basic rotation. It's that simple. Now, it's a little bit different for if you're running Whirling Dragon Punch, but I only run Whirling Dragon Punch in PvE because it's a little bit more consistent AoE damage and consistent damage in general. I don't really want to burst in PvE, but I also don't do a lot of PvE. But I just keep it on my bar just so I can switch really easy and quickly if I want to. If I'm in arena and I want to cleave, then I'll use Whirling Dragon Punch. And I'm going to show you how to burst with that right now. Alright, so how you're going to burst with Storm, Earth, and Fire and Whirling Dragon Punch is a little bit more tricky because you don't have unlimited energy and chi. So you're actually going to want to build up your chi a little bit before you do your burst. So you're pretty much going to do the same thing. You're going to Paralysis, which the target's immune. You're going to do this. You're going to pop that. Leg Sweep, Strike the Wind Lord, Rising Sun Kick, wait for your energy to come up, pop your thing, and then Whirling Dragon Punch. Now, I don't think this is as consistent because you can't pop everything super quickly, and you have to use Energizing Brew to get your chi back up. So there is kind of a window in between where they can do a little bit of stuff. So this is a little bit better if you have someone else training down the target with you. I didn't like Serenity at first because I didn't think it was as consistent damage as Whirling Dragon Punch. Because don't get me wrong, Whirling Dragon Punch does quite a bit of damage and can finish people off really easily. And it's another thing in your rotation. But Serenity is just so good because you have that unlimited resource for that amount of time. And it does so much more damage. The burst potential is ridiculous. But that's pretty much how you do it. Alright guys, so next I want to talk about the artifact weapon. So I'm going to go in here and pull it up. As you can see, I've not gone super far into my artifact tree, but I'm going to show you the path that you should definitely take for both PvP and PvE. So I went straight up here. I got Power of 1,000 Cranes, which is kind of a shitty one comparatively. And then I went down here and got Good Karma. You definitely need Good Karma. It heals you for the amount of damage that's redirected. And then I got Strength of Zwin, Healing Winds, and then I came down here and got Crosswinds. During Fist of Fury, Wind Spirit attacks your target for blah 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 amount of damage. So that's pretty good damage increase when you're Fist of Fury. And then Tiger Claws, and I'm about to get Transfer the Power, which is going to be broken. This is the whole reason that you come this way for your abilities, is because for each Blackout Kick and Rising Sun Kick, it increases your damage of your Fist of Fury by 3%, stacking up to 10 times. Woo, that's big. So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to come around, get Inner Peace, and then I'm going to get Tornado Kicks, which is pretty good. That'll probably be another big damage spike after Transfer the Power. So I'm going to just kind of keep going around this way until it's completely filled up. Right now I need 11,000 artifact power to get Transfer the Power. It's going to take me probably a day or two to get that much. So for your relics, you just kind of want to get whichever have the highest item level, because they don't matter in PvP and they matter very little in PvE. So just get the highest item level that you can find. My item level right now is 834. Hopefully it'll be like around 840, 845 here soon. I've not done any mythics yet because I need that one item level before I can do them, but I am running my daily heroics. So I've gotten some pretty good pieces out of PvP from 2s and 3s rated. I got these nice 840 legs, these 855 Spalders. 855, like a couple weeks ago, 855 wasn't even available. I got this nice 840 ring, this nice 840 back piece, and this nice 840 pendant that I didn't get from PvP, so I lied about that. So PvP definitely has its rewards. You can get some high item level shit out of there. That was just from doing a couple, so definitely do PvP for the rewards.
Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you a clip of me PvPing with my buddy that's a feral druid. It's going to show you the survivability of monks and how many times I almost died during this match and came back, bursted one of the guys, and it's also going to show you how damn tanky demonology warlocks are right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.